Yo. It's,
We're right on time. It's just
an
hour late.
We're right on time. What's going on, everyone? Nice to see you. I've got Nan Johnson sitting next to me, the real Nan Man.
Finally.
Car troubles. I don't even know why he's wearing a sweatshirt and hoodie. I've got this house.
On. I just need to thaw out real quick.
72.
But he's been out in the cold, working on my car.
Goodness.
This was horrible. So yeah, I've got some bad karma right now. My computer got messed up, and my car got messed up. Finally got my computer pretty much fixed. Got my car fixed today, but that's why we're an hour late.
Yeah.
But Brett's awesome, and he waited for me.
I couldn't do this without him.
So we could do some coverage for you guys.
Look at him.
Right?
Look at him.
We
can't do this without him.
Ready for some
What's going on?
Knowledge.
Happy Monday to everyone.
Hi guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Monday, tuning in live, tuning in on the VODs on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We got another comment.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Yeah, super nice dude. He's like, please don't ever stop.
Aw, that's so nice.
Coverage. This is, best modern coverage. I mean, he did specify modern, so
that's okay. We haven't branched into other stuff yet because modern is the most enjoyable format for me personally.
Yeah.
You Path Exile is really only found in modern, so
it is. I mean, the argument can be made that you could play Path in Legacy, but everyone would say, "Oh, Swords to Plowshares."
Mm-hmm.
Swords to Plowshares.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty alright, I guess.
So we've got coverage to get into and all that kind of normal stuff to do. So we're going to do a quick speed through of thank yous and all that kind of good stuff that we've got because we normally do that at the start of the night. We usually do it halfway through and we usually do it at the end. But let's kind of speed through. We've said thank you to all you guys that are out there watching. We do appreciate all your support that you guys have given us, whether you're watching live or from the VODs. As long as you're watching and are enjoying our coverage, that's what we care about.
Absolutely.
If there's stuff that you know that we can improve on, let us know, because we'd be happy to start working harder and making some changes. But there's some people out there that have helped kind of make this possible. Continual support from our patron supporters out there. We do have 3 of them, 2 in particular that are at a higher enough backer level, so they do get a personal sponsorship on camera. And we've got Trip over at Comic Kung Fu, and Dionysus Bacchus, aka Eminem, over at Cork Street Taverns. We've got Matthew Manson, who is at a lower backer level, but still feeling the need to donate every single month to us. So big shout out to all 3 of those guys for help making this possible. Then we've got, of course, all of the other viewers out there that have been able to throw some money our way, help us get cameras, playmat, dice, looking into t-shirts for the holidays, stickers, all kinds of good stuff.
I have it now. I feel so good. Like, the
ready
sticker's here. It's right here. We're ready to go. But yeah, I mean, it's like Nan said, we've got a couple people that have decided just to throw bucks our way to kind of propel us towards these stickers, propel us towards the sick playmat that we have, the potential for t-shirts. We're working on ideas right now, things like that. But we got Drewski Brew, always number 1 in our hearts, always coming in at the last minute. It's by the time he gets this, it'll be 10 p.m. our time. He'll come in right at the end.
Yeah.
We actually may still be streaming when he comes in. He's gonna be like, "Holy moly, look at they're here." But we got Atticus the Mystery Donor, Tacherdamus, Dionysus Bacchus, Lila Goyf, Nate Hop 34, Burgleton, Stormdusto 7, Badger 934, Strog Smash, Weeaboo Wet Dream. I mean, the list just continues to grow and grow and grow, and it's absolutely sick.
Yeah.
Because we literally cannot do this without you guys.
We can't.
I mean, we can't do it without our players whom we spotlight each and every week that come and bring you this fantastic modern coverage. But really, we can't do this without you guys, because you all are the ones that are like popping in and saying, "Yo, I want to watch some Modern Magic.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on the East Coast." And that's kind of what we're bringing you, is just kind of like an East Coast modern metagame.
Yeah, because you do have like the overall modern meta for like the larger tournament circuits and stuff like that, and you're seeing a lot of those Infect and Dredge players and Band Eldrazi's and stuff like that kind of within the top spots there. But we do have a very aggressive format here, which in a way mirrors what the overall stuff is for a lot of the scene, in the sense because we do have a lot of Infect players running around right now. We do have those 2 to 3 Dredge players, as well as some of the other decks that you'll see when you go to like an SCG Open or you go to a GP. So
yeah, I mean the comic kung fu metagame is pretty close to what you're gonna find out at an SCG Open, out at your GP. I mean, basically, we have some very competitive players.
Yes,
and they are no joke. They're out to win. I thought Scred was the new meta. Maybe.
Hey, you never know.
I'm just saying, there looks to be someone that could play Scred. Ben.
That's true.
If you're talking about Scred, let's go. Let's see it. Or Restore Balance. Either one. I'm fine with that. But I mean, literally, this week, as I was setting everything up, it may be alright that we started late.
Yeah?
It may be alright that we started late.
Oh, but depending on who we have on camera, is that what you're saying? The aggressive decks that we've got tonight?
Yeah. Let's crunch some numbers. I got my calculator here. We have 5 rounds tonight. 5 rounds of Modern Magic coverage to bring to you guys. 4 of those rounds, 4 of them. Can you guess what is one of the decks?
Infect.
You are correct. For 4 out of the 5 rounds, you will see Infect.
So I hope you're ready to learn how to beat the deck or play against the deck. Or pilot the deck. I guess because Infect is one of the most played decks in the meta right now.
True.
Now, there's the whole rumor mill going around.
I'm finding a poll, don't worry.
Okay, yeah. There's a whole rumor mill going around.
Go ahead.
Because Wizards of the Coast likes to take it upon themselves when a particular deck is very dominant in the format.
True, we gotta do something about that when that happens.
Right. We look back to the big ones that got taken care of here. Birthing Pod.
Oh, rip Birthing Pod. Guys, remember
Splinter Twin.
Hey, let's not even talk about Splinter Twin. Okay.
Those are very much dominant forces in the meta, but they were also winning a lot of the tournaments.
True.
Infect. Okay, Eldrazi completely warped the format. Completely.
But now Infect's doing it.
So now Infect is one of the top decks in the meta, but it's not winning all the tournaments. Scred won. The Open, Infect did not win.
You keep going, dude. I'm
just saying.
I'm finding a poll here.
I'm just saying that maybe Infect is not in need of some attention. No, I would not be surprised in the future if Become Amends does go away.
So I can't find it. It looks like it got taken down. But we were talking about potential bans. Become Amends. Become Amends was the fan favorite to get the axe. But the thing that you have to remember is if you're going to ban a card...
So, first point, all the other really good Delve spells are gone. In the sense of Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time.
True.
So, we're still left with Tassiger and Gurmine Gangler, but they're not...
What are you saying? You're saying they're not good?
Not as good as Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time, no.
To this moment, I still don't know why Treasure Cruise got banned.
Really?
No, I know.
Okay, I was like, what?
Well, let me tell you, bro. Let's talk about why Treasure Cruise got banned.
So, Become Amends is definitely on the radar of a lot of people. Now, the deck can function without it because it did before. Sure. And losing that just means, so right now a lot of people are adding into... You know what? I'll save that point. We have so many rounds in that. I'm getting too in depth in it. Let's go stick our points real quick before I get too sucked into this conversation that we can have while a match is going on.
For whatever reason, guys, here are the point totals as they stand right now for week number 6. We are in week number 7.
Can you see that somebody was not there last week? Lyle jumped from second place, first place, tied for first and second with Ben. Yeah. And then just went... TJ's now first place. 62 points. Good job.
Oh, well done.
Ben right behind him with 61. Josh, our newcomer, 54 points.
He's just coming in and showing everyone what it's like to play Black-White tokens.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Lyle, 51.
51.
Julia, 50. Chris! Yeah!
He's in.
42 right now.
But we got 3 more weeks.
We do have 3 more weeks. Jeremy 39 and Tim at 37. Keenan was not feeling well.
He was not.
So, definitely did fall down a little bit there. Bauer is right behind as well with 34 points. Johnny 31, Jamie 30, Dwayne 30, Mox at 28, Max at 27, Michael at 22. It's still very, very close for our top couple spots, but we've only got 3 weeks left.
We've only got 3 weeks left.
So,
including tonight. No, 4 weeks left. Including tonight.
This is week 6?
This is week 7. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. This is why God gave us fingers.
Yep.
And toes. I'm not going to show you my feet. But for whatever reason, guys, yes. If we ever move away from the screen like we will be in about 3, 2, 1, hit the bottom of the channel there and you will find
the point totals.
The point totals, they are updated. Just so you guys can keep track of that. You can save them, use them for whatever crazy schemes that you have. Otherwise, we've got spreadsheets. So
we do.
But yeah, I mean, let's just hop in. Let's talk. Let's get into.
Let's talk some Infect, guys. I'm pumped. I didn't realize we had 4 rounds of greatness coming at you.
4 rounds of greatness. Holy moly! Now the camera was a little dark. It's a little dark this week. So we're gonna play with the lights a little bit, but everything is clear. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
We need to turn that autofocus off, but we've got.
Oh, we keep forgetting to do that.
Dwayne Hess piloting his probably one of his favorites, I would say.
Yeah, it's one of the ones he usually has the best results with. He's made top 8 at IQs before with it. He's gone undefeated at IQs going into top 8s with this deck. He's been able to do quite well with this. Previous seasons where he's not been able to play as often, he'll come in and get very close to top 8. So, he definitely knows what he's doing with the Merfolk. And is rocking out the mono blue style. So, different than the Coco list or the blue-white and stuff like that. So, we just had a bingo spot. Reveal the card on camera there to your opponent.
Speaking of bingo.
And Jeremy Miller, Season 1 champion, will never let me live down the fact that I said he was not an Infect player. But, that being said, that was previously where he had only piloted it 1 time. I believe now that he's an Infect player. He's played it a couple more times. I've had a conversation with him about Infect. He doesn't like Infect. He was saying that because I talked to him near the end of the night, and he was like, "I do not think Infect is a deck for me because pretty much in all the matches that I played tonight, I was more interested and more enjoying my opponent's deck than my own deck." Interesting. Now Jeremy got to become a Season 1 champion piloting Tron.
Make Tron great again.
And then he had been playing the hit Modern Lands, as he likes to call it, Amulet Titan. But he says his version of the deck is just missing something to make it as optimal as possible. And he said a better deck builder than him can just push it over the edge to the point that it needs to be. And I don't know who that would be that he would need to help him out. Is it somebody that grinds the opens quite often? Who is he needing to help him push his deck to that next level so he would start to have more fun with it? But he's been trying out the Infect. He's been trying different things. I don't know. It's just some tidbits for the Infect player. That being said, this is actually a really difficult matchup for Infect. Merfolk does have the advantage of being able to go wide really quickly. It's got some disruptions with the Harbinger of the Tide, some things like that. So it's tough. It's going to be tough for Jeremy. He's going to have to rely very much on his disruption here. Or, I'm sorry, his evasion here. to deal with the disruption Dwayne's going to be throwing at him and going wide and stuff. He's got to be able to rely on Blighted Agent or Ink Moth. And Ink Moth is dangerous to rely on because of the mana sink to make it work. Because you can just die by the time you're ready to go off. And Dionysus Malchus in chat asking for some silver points.
Dude.
They're not silver points.
Dude, it doesn't
work.
And
they don't exist yet.
It doesn't work, man.
It'll be. We'll have some currency.
Sadness on the stack, though.
Maybe we'll have it set up for the Invitational.
Ooh.
Maybe. That's like 4 weeks away. 5 weeks. It's a while away, right?
5 weeks.
5 weeks away.
Just in time for the new year, I would say.
Ah.
Just in time for the new year.
Just in time.
Oh, no, thank you.
Alright. Fetching it out. Getting a forest. Nice start. Not opting for a breeding pool. But, so, most players will opt for the breeding pool here. But I think this also factors into Jeremy knowing who he's up against.
True. Very true.
So, Island into a vial, kind of where you want to start things out for Dwayne. Good, there's the Ink Moth coming up. Alright, Noble here. So he'll be able to do 2, maybe 4. Exalted Trigger is going to come off.
Some healthy damage.
Yeah, I mean, great way to start. Like, bam.
Or not healthy. It's Infect.
Because it's Infect.
It's poison counter. It's poison
not
counter,
so
guys.
healthy.
Stay with me, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be
Bringing
here
you-
all evening, bringing you the hits. All right, I think I got everything squared away. By the way.
I know you've been over there, like,
Yeah, man.
getting things going.
I'm like looking in the directory, and I'm like, I don't see us, and I want to be a part of the gang that's playing Magic the Gathering tonight.
Right? I know that I saw there's a lot of people playing Magic Online.
There is.
But we got some live, coverage for you.
We do. We
So,
do.
like,
And
sitting here
we're in
talking.
now. Dwayne tapping an island and
Vapor says, I'm just going to put that away for now.
yeah. Go ahead and
You'll go to 18.
don't worry. You can bring that out on the next turn.
Okay, so you see him, like, debating about what to play here. That's also giving an indication that he has a Curse Catcher. But he's got the Vial on 1, so he's like, So here he can say, I'll play my Curse Catcher, and mess with you kind of thing, but we saw, Echoing Truth, Curse Catcher, Silver Galata, 2 islands. So the
jig is up.
The jig is up. Now, that now gets the whole motor running for Jeremy. Okay, the 2 most important cards right now that I have to worry about is the Curse Catcher and the Echoing Truth. Curse Catcher is actually very relevant in this matchup early on before you have, like, the Ink Moth, or before you have, like, the Glistener Elf for the extra mana built up, so you can just be like, alright, I don't care about paying 1 extra mana to become immense and stuff like that. Early on, you're much tighter in your mana. So, like, if he activates his Ink Moth here and decides to become immense, if he doesn't, or Might of Old Corrosive or Groundswell or something, if he doesn't have that extra land to pay, that could just be a wasted spell, and he'd only deal 2 damage. So, definitely relevant here. Echoing Truth can become very annoying later on. Once there is a creature out that would be swinging in. But it looks like he did have the Glistener Elf got bounced back. There was a Blighted Agent in hand as well. And seeing that the Echoing Truth is really the only major thing to be concerned about, I think you can, depending on what pumps, if you're not running a lot of pumps, playing the Blighted Agent seems relevant. And it looks like Jeremy went to go discuss with a judge about his cards.
Man, question already.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, okay.
Just wanted to make sure, and that, like, if you do run into that where you're like, I'm not sure if this works the way I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Just call a judge.
Ask a judge.
You know,
we have the luxury of having Dionysus, fantastic table judge, to sit at our feature match table and keep our players honest. Keep the games looking real good. And here we go. He's got both Blighted Agent, Glistener Elf, basically saying, "Yo, Dwayne, it's time. You're gonna have to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most worried about?"
All right, so Silvergill is definitely live. Question is, did he get any other creatures?
Yeah, so Silvergill Adept comes out, and this is kind of, I mean, Blighted Agent should be answered with that Echoing Truth. You know, that's truly the only way, based on what we know in Dwayne's hand right now. It looks like he may have a Lord of Atlantis as well, but he has sufficient blockers for that Glistener Elf.
He does. So Lord of Atlantis coming down also puts more of a clock for Jeremy to have to be aware of, but not playing it here. Also is basically saying, yeah, I'm going to bounce your Blade Agent.
Absolutely. I have to keep the mana open. And yep.
Just doing it now. And this is, the smart play here before you're able to untap and have the mana to play Vines, play Blossoming Defense, play things like that.
Right. Go ahead and get it out of the way now.
And we'll swing one, because he's not going to block.
So Jeremy at 15. Dwayne's still at 20. And that's, guys, if you're not up on your Infect matchup, your opponent's life total when you're playing Infect, not relevant.
Yeah.
You don't even care. Because all you have to do is get 10 poison counters.
Simple and easy.
That's it. Count to 10, game over. Move on to the next game. So Jeremy untaps.
Another Ink Moth here. So
the Echoing Truth gone. Blighted Agent.
Blighted again.
Let's play that. Looking a little short on green mana though.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a place where the Infect player can trip up. When you're like, man, these Inkmoth Nexuses are nice, but can I just get a forest?
So here's this decision-making time for Jeremy. Do you swing in with the elf and try to trade off the Silvergill? And it looks like, he's fine with that. Gets at least a little bit less damage off the board, because if there's lords that are going to start coming out, then Curse Catcher is only a 1/1 to start with. He'll only become a 2/2 off of 1.
True.
And he knows, looking at when he Gitaxian Probe, there was not a lord in hand.
Correct. Dwayne choosing to leave that vial on 2.
Oh, Mirror Redrain.
And we've got the Marrow Regery. Gonna pump the team. AKA Curse Catcher.
Mm-hmm. Giving all of the Merfolks +1/+1. Whenever you cast a Merfolk, you may untap target permanent you control. And he will swing 2. Just kidding, swing 3.
Here comes Lord of Atlantis. 3 damage coming in. Got him.
This is why the Merfolk deck is so good as a tribal deck, because it just can easily start pumping up very quickly. Nice. Well, Defiance. So, let's see. Can he kill him here? I don't believe he can, because
He's lacking in green mana.
it doesn't have an extra land right now.
But there's a mutagenic growth.
Triggers.
So that's plus
So 2,
5,
3, 4,
6.
5, 6, 7. He's swinging for 7 right now.
Yep. It got him at 9.
So as long as he
Just one more spell.
Yeah, if he has one more spell to play, he wins.
Just anything. Play that Might of Old.
Yeah, boom.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that should have
Game.
nailed it.
Sack. Trigger still goes off.
Trigger still goes off.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He deals 10 this turn.
Wild Defiance, Sadness. And,
Yep.
that's...
Wild Defiance. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Time to get into the sideboards, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what these players have hiding in their deck box. So who you want to read off?
I'm going to do you a favor tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to read all of the opponents that are not playing Infect.
Oh, okay.
So you can always read the Infect cards. I know how much you love Infect.
Thanks.
And you're going to be able to talk to your heart's content.
Oh, you're so nice.
All right, so I'm going to start with Dwayne. He's got 1 Seize Claim, 1 Thorn of Amethyst, 3 Hercules Recall, 1 Kira the Great Glass Spitter, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Relic of Progenitus, 2 Spellskite, 2 Tidebinder Mage, and 1 Echoing Truth. So let's just go ahead and bring in those Spellskites.
Yep.
I'm perfectly fine with those Spellskites. 1, 2 Relics, whichever you prefer. The Relic is going to be nice to kind of put that card that's going to get banned soon.
Well, okay, so Relic is hit or miss here.
Hit or miss? Is it too slow?
That's the thing. It's like you have to realize you have to take cards out of your deck in order to bring in stuff from your sideboard.
What?
So
are you sure?
That's technically you don't.
I don't play that way sometimes.
You don't. Sometimes you can just add cards to your deck. That's fine. But so you have to be careful because you're a creature-based deck and you want to be violent those in, playing a lot of stuff to make your guys better. So the Spellskites work out really well because it can redirect all of the spells.
I like Tidebinder as well.
Yeah, Tidebinder works out well against Noble Hierarch, Glistener Elf. I mean, the main thing you want to hit with is Glistener Elf.
Sure.
And I think Echoing Truth here, I like the Spellskite, Tidebinders, and Echoing Truth are the big things I'd like to see before I reach for the Relics. Relic is a good card, like you talked about with Become Amends, and getting rid of their graveyard. But we have so many different variants of Infect with how many they're running, anywhere from 2 to 4. So you're like, okay. And sometimes post-board against when you need to speed up, you will shave on Become Amends, because it is a little bit of an investment, depending on how many free cards you have, like Mutagenetics and Glistener and Gitaxian Probes.
Sure.
So that is a kind of, do I need to have the Relic like in top deck mode? Is that going to be as important as a Spellskite, a Tidebinder, or an Echoing Truth?
Good point. Good point.
So over on Jeremy's side, we've got 2 Dismember, 1 Spellskite, 1 Groundswell, 1 Malira, 1 Hercules Recall, 2 Twisted Image, 1 Apostles, 1 Grafdiggers, 2 Spell Pierce, 3 Nature's Claim. So the Dismembers are relevant here. I also like him bringing in the Groundswell and the Apostle. Apostles, protection from blue. You can give your guys, basically...
Essentially, it's unblockable.
Essentially unblockable. Or if he's playing his Vapor Snags or his Echoing Truth or his Harbinger of the Tides, no, I'm not going to bounce that guy.
Sure.
Groundswell helps him speed up a little bit. Hey, here's a little bit of extra damage that I can swing your way. And then Dismembers, you have to be careful on Dismembers because you have to pay 4 life to cast it. So I'm not sure how much, if he's got 2 Twisted in the board, so I don't think he has Twisted main right now. But you have to kind of keep in mind there's going to be Lords that I want to kill and the potential for Spellskites that I want to kill. So I think bringing in at least 1 Dismember here is fair. So let's see. We've got some decisions to be made right now. Jeremy's mulled down to 6, it looks like, and we'll put that on the bottom.
Yeah. Dwayne with a vial in hand, at least. Among 6 other cards. Starts with a cavern.
I mean, the turn 1 vial is really a great spot to be in as a tribal player like Merfolk. And that is a tough spot to be in. It's kind of giving the indication that, I want to attack you with this Ink Moth next turn. So having...
Dwayne with the Spreading Seas in his hand, able to get rid of that Ink Moth right away.
Maybe we have a Blighted Agent here, though.
That might not be... That would be fine.
Yeah.
That would be pretty advantageous if the Blighted Agent's coming in.
Yeah, because it could be that... Alright, Gataxian choosing to use the mana... another Spreading Seas, Harbinger...
and a Lord.
And Lord of Atlantis with 2 islands here.
Okay.
So next turn, we can see another Spreading Seas come down the Pendelhaven, and Lord of Atlantis get vialed in.
So draw off the Gataxian Probe.
If he doesn't have an elf or a noble hierarch here, this is going to really hurt him. And it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, just pass
so
back.
On Dwayne's side, this is the perfect, just like, yeah, okay, Spreading Seas you.
Yeah. Boom. Some sweet blue mana you got there. Some islands.
You look like you could use some more water in your life.
Don't worry, remember, I've got that Lord of Atlantis in my hand.
Yep.
Breeding Pool coming in tapped. Still just unconcerned, nothing in hand that he feels like he needs to play. Lord's going to come down. Untap. Vial going to stay at 2.
So that also gives the potential for Harbinger here?
Yep. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. This is fine.
7 damage.
That's 7 damage. Holy moly.
Lord is a 3/3. The Mutavault gets +2, so he becomes a 4/4. Well, that's a nice swing there. And kind of, you see Jeremy hoping that he can... Oh, a Phantasmal Image.
Okay, so...
Game 3.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and scoop those up. Let's see if I can keep 7 cards.
So, all of the Lords are 5/5s.
Hey, that Mutavault looks pretty healthy.
20.
I'm swinging for a lot. Yeah.
You may have these back. I'll take these.
Wow.
And that is kind of one of the reasons why you cry a little bit as a Infect player in this matchup.
Bad news, Brad. I discovered how to clip. Uh-oh.
I'm excited for this.
Dude,
I'm so excited for this.
This is, let's go ahead and bring the sideboard up.
Yes, let's do this. Let's talk about what they brought in.
I'm getting really scared because people are learning how to clip, and I'm saying things on my own stream that people are going to use against me.
Nice.
But anyway, let's get back to the games. We've got cards, and we finally get to talk about it. We never get to do this.
It's very rare lately. It's like usually a 2-0 sweep.
Yeah.
On camera. We do our speculation after game 2, and then we go and we talk about what they brought in and maybe the reasons why they brought it in. So why don't you hit us with what Dwayne's got going on?
Yeah, so just like we talked about, 2 Spellskite, 2 Tidebinder Major coming in, but he's going to side out 1 Kira, so he's got a Kira in the main board.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I liked having that in the main when I played Mono Blue.
And 3 Master of Waves.
Oh, also running it that way. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah.
Just too slow,
yeah,
I guess.
Not what you need in this sort of matchup.
Right. And then what do we got going on?
Oh, right. So Jeremy opted for the Spell Pierce and Apostles here. So we were talking about the Apostles, the benefits for it. Spell Pierce, I guess because he's seen the Echoing Truths and he's seen things like that.
It's a little bit of protection.
It is. Helps you out a little bit. And decided that take out a Spellskite and take out a Viridian Corruptor. I
don't know. I think your Viridian Corruptor, and maybe this is just Jeremy not comfortable enough with playing Infect to kind of anticipate what he should be seeing his opponents bring in.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even the Viridian Corruptor, if he was thinking, well, it's not really great if I'm targeting Aether Vial, but you have to expect your opponent to bring in Spellskites. Spellskite's kind of one of those sideboard cards.
That's kind of normal to see in Merfolk. Yeah, so like it's got targets there. I don't know. I think if you're doing it that way, like maybe do Nature's Claim over Spell Pierce even. Especially now seeing how the Spreading Seas had such a big effect.
True. Yeah, the couple of Nature's Claims he has.
And the Spellskite, like...
probably would be best.
You think, like, eventually I'm going to have islands, so the Spellskite as a blocker isn't going to matter as much. So there are those options for it. But Corruptors is alright to bring in, or to stay in, but you have to shave on some stuff. And so, like, you don't want to shave too much on if you're going to rely on that Delve style. Like, I think you can get away with taking out some Gitaxian Probes over Corruptor here. Or if you're running, like, 4 Become Immense, shave down 1 Become Immense in that sort of situation. So, just some thoughts for maybe newer Infect players to this sort of matchup. Misclicked. There we go. All right. Decisions.
Jeremy at 6. It looks like Dwayne is also at 6. Dwayne says, hey man, you're on the play, so you can describe first. Jeremy putting that directly on the bottom. Dwayne says, I'll join you that way.
Yeah, so both having to mulligan down for game 3. Last time Jeremy kept a decent hand that just completely got shut down by Spreading Seas.
True.
So let's see where he's at now. Okay, and this is another reason why it doesn't matter as much what he kept on the top, because he was going to fetch away whatever it is anyway. And by doing this, it's kind of saying, hey, I really need to... Interesting.
So no turn 1 play?
Yeah, so... I get the feeling the only creature he's got of relevance is Blighted Agent. Like, he's got...
Oh, wow. Okay, so Aether Vial, Mutavault, Cavern, Tech Edge, and...
Spreading Seas in there, too.
Spreading Seas, and what could be a Harbinger?
Yes, Harbinger, Spreading Seas are in the middle.
So
Mutavault on the far.
So it's a little bit of a slower hand for Dwayne. I mean, you know, the Mutavault definitely helps for a clock. But I guess you always just want that turn 1 vial. Mutavault into an Aether Vial, pass back. Pays blue for another Gitaxian Probe to draw?
So, not having really any creatures, it's looking like...
Windswept, pass.
Or maybe he had a Blighted Agent. No, that wouldn't make sense to me. If he had a Blighted Agent and was just looking for a land, then paid the life here, I think.
Aether Vial goes up. Taps 2, plays a Spreading Seas.
That's fine. Now he can go get his forest here.
Opts for another Breeding Pool. Draw. That seems to be Dwayne's goal this round. Just keep Jeremy off that green mana.
Yeah, which is a great plan, like, to really mess with your opponents. And, wow.
Pays a blue for another Gataxian Probe. Harbinger of the Tides. Maybe a Marrow Rejury? And looks to be the rest to be the same. Oh, okay. Silvergill. Got it. Draw out the Gataxian Probe. And nailed it. Right off the top. There's that Noble. Couple turns late.
Yeah, but this is still not the creature you want to play. Like,
Pass back, uptick.
I'm wondering if Jeremy just was like, I don't want to throw away this hand even though I don't have a creature. Like, what in his hand is that important that he's kept it to do this Gataxian Probe stuff? Yeah, but then again, it's like he's new to the deck. Maybe it's like, should I mulligan to 5 here?
Right.
Like, can I do that?
Maybe it was a hesitation. Silvergill revealing that Harbinger. Counters of Souls was the land play. I assume it was a dinosaur. Draws a Might. Plays that Misty Rainforest. He's got an Apostles in hand, Might of Olkrosa. I'm not quite sure what else.
Making me wonder if he's going to try to go for regular damage here.
Well,
like, if you get a Wild Defiance out, you could just kill off your opponent with a Noble.
You could. It's not ideal.
It is not by any means.
Passes back. End step. Let's vial in another Silvergill. We're going to keep that guy on 2 because we have a Harbinger in hand. And nothing feels as good as being able to Aether Vial your Harbinger of the Tides in.
Yep. Return that Noble when he tries to swing with it, potentially.
Yep.
Hoping there's no vines or blossoming defense here.
Jeremy does have an Apostle's Blessing.
And Mutavault's going to come out.
But crashed with the team.
6. Coming across.
Goes,
yeah, I'll go to 10.
Goes to 10.
Might as well see what we can do.
Going to 9 on the instep with that Misty Rainforest.
Yep. Sack that Misty, go search for an island or a forest that ends up with another breeding pool here.
Interesting.
3rd from the deck, which is consistent.
That's probably the last breeding pool.
Yes.
As well. Draw. Not drawing any action.
Yeah, he's in a weird spot here where it's like an Inkmoth Nexus, Blighted Agent, Glistener Elf, Wild Defiance basically makes his game on. But he's not drawing any of those. And he's fetched, 3 times? 2 times here? Gataxian Probe 3 times. It's...
Oh, he's got a Become Immense in hand.
Yeah, he's got to Become Immense. A Vines, Apostle's Blessing. I believe there's a Might in his hand as well.
Seems to be doing a little counting and trying to figure out, hey, am I dead?
Well, let's see. So Become Immense and Might is 10. He can swing for 11 with the Noble. But he needs the Wild Defiance to make it worth, or just any Infect creature to seal up the deal with Vines.
Sure.
Oh, he's got Vines in hand, so I guess, what would that be? 10, 11, 15? Still not, he needs to do 20.
It's a tough spot.
It is. And you can see he's really thinking about it.
Passes back, instep, Harbinger of the Tides.
So this is Dwayne basically going, okay, can I get extra damage on board? If I swing with everything and you choose, if I don't get any Island Walk here, I swing across, that puts you 1.
Tectonic Edge is the land play.
Could blow up one of those breeding pools.
Could, but it's also a good use of mana to activate the Mutavault. Combat. Bring the team.
He says, yeah, if you got it, you got it.
Right. You have to have it.
Oh, for game.
Vapor Snag.
So 8's coming across, Vapor Snag to make that. Okay, so here's what he could do here. Tap the Noble for a white and tap a blue to use the Apostle's Blessing now. Stays alive at 1. And then hopes his opponent doesn't have a 2-drop in hand. Oh, uses the Vines now. Now he can't activate. Oh, now it's over.
Spellskite.
Pay the 2 to redirect it.
Goes to 18.
Yeah, he looks at Apostles. He can play Apostles here because it says target creature you control. Go Infect! Sadly...
Yo, James Moses, what's going on, dude?
James, you're coming in at the spot where our first Infect player... We're going to have a lot on camera tonight. Our first Infect player is pretty much dead. Tap for a white and a blue to play Apostles. Shrug.
It's been a weird game.
It has been a very... pay doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's reading off. No, target creature you control.
Checking the rules. Apostle's Blessing.
Remember, we've got our fancy card bot for all you guys watching at home. If there's a card we're talking about, just do exclamation card, type in the card name, and it will pop up for you with what that card does.
This is it. This is what Jeremy has been waiting on. He's been waiting for Dwayne to take a little bit of damage just so he can seal the deal with
Problem is
that divine intervention. This is what happens when you give someone a card bot. We learn about new cards.
We do. All right, so
Do they update the iPad?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh no.
So what have you thought about this match? Because it's sealed up. It's over.
Yeah, so here's my thing. Here's my thing about this match. Jeremy, Might of Old Crosa, he's going for it. I didn't think it was possible until I really started playing Magic, where Vines kicked. Yep. That Spellskite's there, though.
Yep. He's just shrugging.
Yep. He's like, what do you got, dude? Yep, messed that one up. So, I don't think he messed it up. I think it was like, I don't have anything. This is exactly what we're doing. When I started playing Magic, like for realsies, not for fakes.
Not for...
for all the marbles, and we were playing Infect.
Playing for keeps.
You know, you mentioned to me, you're like, hey man, don't side out any of your creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, with Viridian Corruptor, it has like an asterisk next to him for don't side out any of your creatures.
But see,
in this matchup,
I think Viridian Corruptor was perfectly fine.
I agree.
I think Viridian Corruptor should have stayed in, and I think Spellskite should have stayed in. Because even a Spellskite in that instance would have been fine. A 0/4 blocker, I mean, he was just drawing spells.
Yep.
So, you know, you mess up the ratio. We talk about, you know, pile shuffling and how it doesn't actually do anything. But in this instance, I really believe that he should have kept those creatures in and kind of shaved down on some of those spells he had.
He played 3
Gitaxian
probes. He had to become immense. I don't know how many his list is running for become immense. But I feel like versus Merfolk, those are 2 that you can shave off of initially, depending on how your list is set up. You don't need to have 4 become immense against Merfolk, because it's not necessary. Like, you can sit there with 2 in your hand. You're not going to cast 2 in a game against Merfolk. That's not going to happen. You're either going to die or you're going to kill him with 1. So, shaving off of 1 for something in your sideboard to help you out, that seems worth it. Shaving off of the Gitaxian Probe, where you're probably going to be paying the life anyway. And also, like, you, depending on how it's set up, you should try to avoid getting a breeding pool as much as possible until you really need it. Like, he fetched for a breeding pool right away, which, unless you have a Blighted Agent, I don't think you need to do that. I think you can get by with a Noble Hire, with a Forest and Noble to play your blue spells, if that's something you have. But I don't know, it's tough. Like, Jeremy's still learning the different matchups now from the Infect side of things.
Sure.
And that does take a little bit of practice to really sitting down and using the deck and learning the ins and outs of it. Sideboarding is not easy, and it's a skill that players have to learn how to do. Because you play with a particular deck and you're like, oh, I know how to sideboard.
Right.
I know these matchups in and out. I keep playing them. I know what I need for these matchups. And then you get a different deck and you're like, do I need this?
What is important?
Well, it's like you were talking about with the Relic. Like, yes, it can be beneficial, but is that where I need to be? And so that question is something that every player needs to ask themselves when they're playing a new deck in different matchups.
I think most importantly, you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said, if I'm going to top deck, if I top deck the Relic, is that going to win me the game? I think that kind of just drove home. Get rid of the Relic of Progenitors. Don't even think about it. Do the Tidebinder Mage and the Spellskites and be done. But let's hop over. Let's get into the point totals. See what we got going on. Going into round number 2. Boom. There we go.
DGNR is saying, deciding what to put in is the easy part. Now the cards to take out. That is the hard part. That is also a good point. And you were talking about the creatures coming out. And we did, harp on that a little bit between the choices that Jeremy made about the cards to take out there. So,
welcome, Danger.
Yep.
DGNR. I'm going with Danger on that one.
That would probably make more sense.
Welcome, dude. Round number 2.
here's our points going into round number 2. Half our people were able to win, half were not. No tiebreakers this time around. No draws in the first round, but a decent amount of points.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, remember, Push and I have a challenge going into this week.
Oh, yeah?
The objective that we're going to be doing is try to make a really bad deck. It has to have a win con, and it has to be a difficult to pull off win condition.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Yo, Josh, we can do that. We'll come back to what you're playing. Are you gonna tell everyone what you're playing tonight?
Well, see, you build the deck and then you switch.
Oh, I
so
see.
I'm building a really bad deck with a difficult win con.
Yeah.
And Robert's going to be doing this, and then we're going to switch decks for it. So as we're progressing, I'll tell you a little bit about my deck that I made.